DK, can I ask you something kind of personal?
Oh no.
How many ideas have you had at work over your whole career that you knew were right and you never pitched?
Do you want a real answer or a brand safe answer, as Kevin Hart would say it?
A real- I'd like to get my sponsors, Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be losing out these funds out here. Well, the honest truth is more than I can or even want to count. The ones that stuck with me are the ones that I pitched and lost. They're the ones that I never pitched at all. It feels like I never pitched them at all.
Okay, so this is what this episode is going to be about. So can we get the intro in now?
Hit it.
We make mistakes,
We learn.
we grow
We share.
shamelessly.
This is Shameless Tuesdays.
The digital transformation podcast brought to you by Transformation Leader.
Welcome to Shameless Tuesdays. I'm Dzikamai Gangaidzo, the host of the Shameless podcast. Plus, but more importantly, I am a mining engineer.
And I'm Nono Bokete. Today's question comes in from two different practitioners.
Which is when you know it's going to be an episode.
The question that we have for this episode is, how do you pitch an idea internally when you don't own the decision? You're not the CEO, you're not even the head of the department. You can see something that needs to be changed, but you cannot just decide it, right? So you need somebody else or several somebody else's to say yes.
And here's what nobody tells you when you become a senior practitioner. The harder problem is almost never the idea. The harder problem is in the room.
Right. We had a whole episode last week about surfacing transformation opportunities to senior leaders. This one is the sister episode. The one was, how do I make the case? This one is, how do I move the people?
Two community stories, two different shapes of the same problem. Nona's going to read the first one. I'll do the second one. But before we get there...
Actually, you're reading the first one this time. We swapped.
When?
Like right now.
What? Right. Oh, hold on. Let me find it. Just, gosh, if I'd known. All right. So the first question is, it's from Kgomotso. She's a senior practitioner in the public sector in Gaborone. She wrote in last week, here is the situation at hand. I'm a deputy director in a governmental department. I've been here 9 years. About a year ago, I identified a process problem that affects citizens directly. I wouldn't say which service, but it's something that touches about 40,000 people a year. The current way we do it adds about 3 weeks on every single case. Now, I have a redesign. That's good. I would not need more money. Even better, just a resequencing of how 3 teams work together. I've run it past my director. He likes it. He says he supports it, but every time I get to the permanent secretary office, it comes back with not now. But director says he's pushing. I don't think he is. Maybe he is, but in a way that is too gentle to land. How do I move this without going around my director? And without sounding like I'm questioning his loyalty to the idea. No, help!
All right. So, Kgomotso, first thing I want to say to you is you've been doing this for a year, and that is a long time to carry an idea that affects 40,000 people. That's real. I want to honor the patience that has taken. I don't even have that much patience. And I also want you to know you can stop being patient now. It is time.
Permission to be impatient. You can press that button.
Exactly. So the diagnosis, your director says he's pushing, you suspect that he's not pushing hard enough. Both of those things can be true at the same time.
Say more, go deeper.
Okay. So your director may genuinely believe he's advocating for this. He has mentioned it in 3 meetings. From his side, is probably feeling like he's like pushing a passion, okay? But from a permanent secretary side, 3 soft mentions over 3 months reads as the director doesn't think this is urgent. Same behavior, different perception. The gap between them is where your idea is dying.
And the trap Kgomotso is in, and a lot of public sector practitioners listening will recognize this, that questioning your director's effort feel like questioning his loyalty. So she stays quiet, and the silence costs another 6 months.
So this is the conversation I think Kgomotso actually has to have. So Kgomotso, you ask your director for 30 minutes and you walk in with a specific frame, okay? It's not, I don't think you're doing enough. It is, and write this down, I want to make this easier for you. What would help you carry it more effectively?
Okay.
So you're not accusing him of failure. You're offering him support. And what you're really doing is finding out whether the blocker is him, the permanent secretary, or someone neither of you have named yet.
3 different blockers, 3 different next moves. You can't pick the next move until you know which one of the blockers you're dealing with.
Exactly. So because if the blocker is him, if he is privately worried, this will reflect badly on him. If it fails, you give him a smaller version to carry. You lower the stakes, like we spoke about last week. Or a 6-month pilot in 2 districts, not a national rollout. Make the bet smaller, make the political cost of failure recoverable for him.
And if the blocker is the permanent secretary?
Then you ask your director, can I prepare a 1-pager brief that you can hand to him personally in his language? You're not bypassing your director. You're equipping him. There is a difference. And most directors, especially ones who actually do support the idea, will accept the tool that is going to make their job easier.
No, I want to add something to this, because the public sector context is specific.
Mm-hmm.
In the public sector space, especially within our region, the permanent secretary's risk is almost never operational. It is reputational. It is political. So when your director carries this to him, the framing cannot be, this will improve efficiency. The framing has to be, this protects the minister, or this answers the question that the minister got asked in Parliament last quarter, or last seating, or this lands the commitment that was put forward in the campaign.
Yeah, 1,000% agree with that, DK. Because the bureaucratic decision maker thinks in different units. Find the unit your permanent secretary thinks in and convert your proposal into that.
And one more thing for Kgomotso, the thing I have learned about pitching towards, pitching upwards, pitching upwards through someone else, you have to make them look like the hero. You have to make them not look like a bystander. And if your director walks into the permanent secretary's office and presents this as, my deputy director Kgomotso has identified this, that is one thing. If he walks in and says, I have been thinking about how we close the citizen gap or citizen experience gap, and here's what I'd like to propose, that's a different conversation. And in the hierarchy system, I think the second one moves hearts and souls.
I agree with you. You give him the language to basically own it. You don't lose credit because people in the building know whose idea it is. Public attribution is the small win. Getting it done is the big win. Don't trade the big win for that small ego stroke that I know we all kind of desire.
Everybody does. Every single body. I mean, and I think that's actually the hardest part, is that being able to separate the task getting done. So, Kgomotso, if you want a script for that meeting, here it is, free of charge. I mean, and anybody who's in Kgomotso's position too, I'm going to give you 100% free. So it would go something like, I've been thinking about how we can take some of this weight of this idea off your shoulders. I've noticed it comes back from the office as not now, which usually means we have not made the case in a way that fits the permanent secretary's current priorities. I would like to spend a week understanding what those priorities are and redraft the brief in a way that might fit it better. With your guidance, we can then probably sit down for 30 minutes and plan for this. What do you think?
That is a yes trap. Well done. Well done. With your guidance. Okay. So you cannot say no with that, right? Like, because he's guiding you. And once he agrees, you now know it's a collaboration and you can repitch, no subordinate waiting for instructions, that sort of vibe. So very smart. I agree with that.
And Kgomotso, you're not challenging or you're not questioning his loyalty. You're creating a project for two of you to be able to work together. And I think that's very important. It's the authenticity of actually wanting to collaborate, because the objective is to get the job done and to get the results. Next move.
Okay, so this is a different industry, different relationship, different problem. And we're going to call him Femi. He is a fintech in Lagos. So here we go. I'm a product lead at a fast-growing fintech. About 6 weeks ago, I identified a serious gap in our fraud detection. We have a blind spot in one of our flows that I estimate is costing us between $30,000 to $50,000 a month in losses we are absorbing quietly. The fix sits inside the engineering team, but I do not own that team. I do not even share a manager with that team. The engineering lead is a peer, technically. Same level as me on the org chart. He is brilliant, overloaded, and protective of his roadmap. I have raised this with him 3 times. Each time he agrees it's important and says he will find a slot for it. The slot never comes. I cannot escalate this to his manager without burning the relationship. And honestly, his manager would just push it back to him. How do I get this on his actual roadmap when I have no authority over him, and going to his boss makes things worse? DK, this sounds like 100% the things you know how to do.
I wish I had taken the other one, because that one is so much easier. And no, this is not 100% down my street, but we're going to give it a shot. All right. So Femi, this is, in my view, is the most common political situation for any growing tech company that most people get wrong, including myself, by the way. So
Confessions
I have made,
fine.
yeah, exactly, right? I've made every mistake I'm about to tell you about. So don't make the same mistakes I have before. Confession up front. Here we go. First diagnosis. Your engineering lead is not blocking you. He is doing what engineers do, which engineers do. Which is protect the roadmap. That is his job in essence. If he said yes to every single product line, every single product lead, which walked in, which is a serious gap, he would never ship anything. He would be continuously working on quick patches, and he would never run down his roadmap. Your problem is not that he is being difficult. If anything, your problem is that you have not given him a reason to rethink his roadmap.
Yeah, and the reason cannot be this is important. Everything is important. Everything that crosses his desk is important to somebody.
Yeah, and so the first move, Femi, is to stop framing this as, can you fit this in? This is a request for charity. I mean, it's a beg for charity, and he can't grant charity at his level of overload. If anything, you need to frame it like, this is a roadmap re-rank, and here is why I think you need to pay this, why it pays for itself, in essence.
So wait, DK. So before we go further, can I jump in on the dollar number?
Yeah, please go for it.
So Femi said 30 to 50,000 a month. That is fine for private estimate. That is not fine for a conversation you need to have. Pick a number, defend it. Show the calculation. Is it 38,000 a month? Say 38,000 a month. Engineers don't respect ranges that are that wide. A range tells them that you've not actually done the analysis. A specific number, even if it's wrong, tells them you have.
And yes, in a fintech, you also need to give him a second number, which is probably the regulatory exposure, because 38,000 a month is an unaddressed fraud. Is one conversation. 38,000 a month in unaddressed fraud with a audit finding coming next month is completely a different conversation.
Yeah, so find that second number, find the thing that turns this from a product loss problem into a company existence problem, and only then bring it to him.
Now, Femi, the second move is the relationship. You have raised it 3 times. Each time he has said, find a slot. That phrase, find a slot, is engineering for this is not a priority, and I'm hoping you'll eventually go away. It is not personal. It is a load management strategy.
I get it. Anyone under pressure is going to default to that phrase. It's a survival reflex.
So the third conversation cannot be the same as the first two. You can't raise it again hoping that he's going to say this time. The third conversation has to be different in shape. Here is what I'd like to suggest. I would like to book 45 minutes with him, not a hallway conversation, a real meeting. And I would walk in and say, write this down now. I'm not here to ask for a slot. I'm here to figure out together how this gets done. Can you look at the roadmap and decide what comes out and what goes in?
Okay.
There's an element of it where you have to be bold. Yeah. Well, in some instances, you have to be quite bold, and you have to guide the conversation. If you allow for that, then yes, you're not asking him to add it. You're asking him to trade. Ads are infinite. Trades are concrete. The moment you see a real candidate to bump from the roadmap, the conversation becomes operational instead of theoretical. And I feel when you do it that way, you are really forcing him to make a decision, right? It is no longer the ability to kick the can along and postpone that decision.
I actually agree with that, because what I love about what you've recommended, Femi, is it shows him you understand that constraint when you're talking to that engineer. You're not just another product lead who thinks his stuff matters more than everyone else's. You're there, a product lead who respects what engineering is already carrying and actually doing on a day-to-day basis. And that is a credibility move.
Femi, third thing, the person you actually need on your side is not him. If anything, it is whoever advises him. Every overloaded engineering lead has somebody in his ear. A senior engineer you trust, a staff engineer, an architect, or maybe even a tech lead. Whoever that person is, they have a lot of influence on that same roadmap, and they could be somebody who can help you through this journey.
Soft power versus hard power. So before that 45-minute meeting, I suggest, Femi, you find that person, you take them for a coffee, walk them through the fraud blind spot, ask them genuinely, if you were prioritizing this against everything else on the roadmap, where would you put it? 2 things will happen. 1, they will give you a real answer that you can use in the meeting. 2, by the time the engineering lead is deciding, his trusted person has already thought about it. The seed is planted.
This is not manipulation. In fact, that is just how decisions get made. The formal meetings typically ratify what has already been discussed or decided informally. Last thing, Femi, the escalation question. You said you cannot go to his manager without burning the relationship. You are right, and also slightly wrong.
Okay. Explain.
Yeah, as in like you can't escalate over his head. That's correct. But you can co-escalate with him. After the trade conversation, if the answer is genuinely, I cannot move anything off the roadmap for this, then the right next move is, okay, then this is bigger than just our two functions. Can we go to leadership together and ask them to reprioritize across functions, to give another perspective on this? You'll be inviting him to escalate jointly. This perceives the relationship, and if he refuses the escalation, the joint escalation, that in itself is information you can use.
Fair. And we're assuming that the idea that you're giving is genuine, right? So if he won't escalate with you a fraud blind spot that is costing the company tens of thousands a month, that is a signal his judgment on this is off. And that is a signal you need to act on, but carefully, and not in a way that looks like you're stabbing him in the back.
Femi, look, the move is always to make the relationship stronger, not weaker. You can disagree, you can push, you can escalate, but always with him, not around him. And if he forces you to choose between that comfort and the company exposure, that is on him, not on you.
DK, this is the bit where we say the two stories are different but the same. Same as last time.
Same as last time, but the specific same is different this time. What is it for you?
For me, it's this. Both Kgomotso and Femi are trying to influence a decision they do not own through a person they have to keep working with afterwards. That is an actual problem. It's not the pitch. It's the long-term relationship being more important than the short-term win.
Yes, because if Kgomotso burns her director, it's to get the redesign approved. She has a redesign and an enemy. She works in the department for another 5 years.
And if Femi goes around the engineering lead to get the fraud fix shipped, he has a fix and a peer who will quietly, slowly, every product roadmap he ever proposes for the next 3 to 10 years.
So the rule, and this is the rule for both stories. Never trade a long-term relationship for a short-term decision.
Even when you're right, even when the cost of waiting is real, the way you win the decision matters as much as winning the decision.
Because the next pitch, and there's always a next pitch, runs through the same people. If you torch the bridge, you are pitching alone next time, and nobody pitches successfully alone.
And the second thing both stories share, the practitioners are doing the right diagnostic work and then stopping there. They have figured out the situation. They have not figured out the move.
Diagnosis is one skill. Move making is a different skill. Most practitioners are excellent at the first one. The second one, we learn slowly with scars.
Okay, so I want to recap 7 things fast. Go.
When pitching upwards through someone else, equip them, don't pressure them. How can I make this easier for you to carry?
2, make the person above you the hero. They tell the story. They are the one who made it possible. Public attribution is the small win. Get it done is the big win.
3, when pitching sideways to a peer who owns a resource, don't ask them to add, ask them to trade. Show up to talk about what comes off the roadmap if this goes on.
4, find the person who has their ear. Every decision maker has someone in their ear. Plant the seed there before the formal meeting.
5, co-escalate, never escalate over. Can we go to leadership together? Preserves the relationship. Going around them ends it.
6, numbers matter. Between 30 and 50,000 is not a number. 38,000 is a number. Defend it.
7, and this is the one we keep coming back to. Never trade long-term relationship for a short-term decision. Even when you are right. In fact, especially when you are right.
Kgomotso, Femi, if you are listening, come back and tell us what happened. We're interested in the messy version, the version where it almost worked, the version where it didn't, and you learned something. Send it.
And if you're listening and you have a story that you want to also read in the future episodes, a pitch that is stuck, a decision you cannot move, a person you cannot get in, send it. We love hearing these stories, and we will change the names. We will protect you. The story stays useful for everybody else who is sitting in the same chair as yourself.
That is it from us this week. I'm Nono.
And I'm DK.
This was Shameless Tuesdays.
If this was helpful, useful, send it over to one practitioner who needs to hear it. Not 3, just 1, and the right one.
Come find us in the community, link in the show notes.
Be shameless out there.
This podcast is brought to you by Transformation Leader. You can follow us at www.t4leader.com.